Now let's get into the real stuff, the tea, if you will, the juice. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Kat and I am a flight attendant for a major US airline. So before we get into it, first I want to apologize to y'all because it's been like about a week since I've posted a video. And the reason being because I've actually been getting tattooed pretty much here to here for like the last 2 days. And that was completely unexpected. My husband had a cancellation, which he has been working again, which is super exciting. On top of YouTube, gotta shout him out. I'll have his channel linked below. But anyways, he had a big cancellation. And if you are a wife of a tattooer, then you probably know you're the last person to ever get tattooed. The irony of being married to a tattoo artist is that you can never actually get tattoos. So I weaseled my way into his appointment calendar, and that's why I've actually been doing that the last 2 days, and that's why y'all don't have a video. So I'm completely sorry on my end of that. I really didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming, so I didn't prepare for it. So truth be told, the video you are watching now, I have actually already once filmed. I filmed it, I edited the entire thing, and I hated it. And it's not that I hated it because it wasn't good, it was good. I hated it because I feel like I left out some valid information that would be nice for y'all to know. And so this time around, in my phone, I put a little notes folder. So that is gonna have talking points for me, so that way I can make sure that y'all get a wide range of information. Now, I don't usually say this, but I feel like this is gonna be one of those videos that I need to say it. I really, really do encourage you to stick around through the entire video, whether you're just curious about furloughs or whether you yourself are gonna be potentially furloughed. Because I think this is not only gonna be informative, but I think it's gonna give you a new perspective on furloughs, or like a different idea than what you might be thinking. Now, everything mentioned in this video is my opinion alone. I always disclaim that in my videos down in the description, but this video in particular, I want y'all to know it is completely my opinions. That's not to say that other people don't share my opinions, but I am not going to be speaking on behalf of anybody, any company, nothing. This is just completely me, okay? Okay. So the other day, Julia, Allie, and I were all together and we did an Instagram live for about an hour, or pretty much until it kicked us off, essentially. Now, if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow my Instagrams. That way you can stay up to date, you can get daily knowledge, see more of my day-to-day life. So definitely go check those out. And also, y'all know, are you subscribed to this channel? Because it ain't your first video, ain't your second video, probably ain't your third, fourth, or fifth video. So go down there and press that subscribe button so you can be part of the big old kitty litter family, you know? I still don't have a name for y'all, it's so bad. But anyways, go down there so you can be a part of our family. So when we all three did that Instagram live the other day, so many of y'all kept asking about furloughs. Like, I was kind of shocked. I was really kind of shocked, and maybe it's because I haven't really spoken out about furloughs yet, but so many of y'all asked about furloughs. So I figure, let's talk about it. Let's not leave it up in the air. Let me just go ahead and address furloughs and kind of what a furlough is, what to expect, who can be furloughed, how furloughs work, why furloughs might work, and really, if I'm gonna be furloughed, what my plans are, and kind of how I feel about furloughs and everything like that. I think this video is going to be very informative and also surprise you. So without further ado, after the world's longest intro, let's get into the video. Let's go ahead and jump into what is a furlough. So I'm really actually going to read you the definition of a furlough. All right. Okay, a furlough is a temporary leave of employees due to special needs of a company or employer. So the easiest way for me to kind of describe a furlough to people is it's kind of like being laid off, essentially. Now, as long as an airline has a union, furloughs generally work in inverse seniority order. So they start super junior and go up to senior. So that's how it's going to work as far as in what order people are going to be furloughed. Now, as many of y'all know, they have been offering leave of absences. Most airlines have, whether they're paid or unpaid, completely depends on the airline. Now, the leave of absences have been varied between 1, 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. Now, what y'all need to understand is a leave of absence does not exempt you from a furlough. You can be on a leave of absence and still be furloughed. It will literally go junior up to seniors. If your name is next on the list, you are to be furloughed. Now, it's not just flight attendants who can be furloughed. It can be flight attendants, pilots, ground crew. I mean, pretty much anybody within the company, depending on the company's need, can be furloughed. Now, if you take away nothing else from this video, please take away this point. Companies don't want to furlough their employees. Nobody is sitting in corporate being like, how can we mess up Kat's life today? Like, no one is doing that. There is a much larger picture than just me, myself, and I. Like, the whole world and the whole company does not revolve around Kat, and nobody is sitting there plotting against me, waiting to give me a furlough. Furloughs are usually a last option for a company. They are not the first choice. They are not the first priority. They're generally the last option. So like the definition said, furloughs usually happen under special needs situations. So whether that be there's too many employees and not enough flights, or if an airline acquires a lot of debt, then yeah, they may have to start furloughing employees. But nobody is sitting there wanting to give out furloughs. I need y'all to understand that, and I understand that. Nobody is sitting there plotting against Kat to give Kat a furlough. That's not how it works. But furloughs do happen, and that's just reality. Now, a company can sometimes give their employees a heads up that furloughs are coming. I know one airline in particular has already done that with their employees, which is nice because then you can prepare for what's to come. You know it's coming, but a lot of times you don't know if furloughs are coming. They will generally give you I would say a 2-week notice before you're given a furlough. So you'll have at least 2 weeks to kind of figure things out. But obviously if you can get a couple months warning in there, that's really, really nice. But usually that does not happen. Now, when it comes to how many people are going to be furloughed, there's really no telling. There's really no telling how many people that they're gonna have to furlough. It all depends on the company's needs. Now, before they give out involuntary furloughs, a lot of times they will offer voluntary furloughs. So they will offer voluntary furloughs to people who probably would not be furloughed, just to see if there's anybody that's willing to do it before they have to basically start on the chopping block at the bottom and furlough people. Now, when they furlough, there is really no time reference. You really don't know how long you're going to be furloughed when you're furloughed. They don't really tell you that. So it can be anywhere from like 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You don't know. So that's part of, I would say that's the scariest part of a furlough, is because there's really no time reference, and that's hard to schedule and plan your life when you don't know when they could call you back. Now, how furloughs work is before the company can hire any new employees for that position, any furloughed employees have to be hired back. So they won't hire internally, they won't hire from the outside, anybody into those positions until the employees that were furloughed are offered a recall to come back to their jobs. Now, when you are offered the recall, obviously you don't have to take it. If you're completely at a different stage in your life at that point, you don't have to take it, but they have to give you the option. They would go in seniority order as to who was furloughed. So they take the most senior people who got furloughed and trickle down to the junior people based on need at the timing. And they would have to offer all of us our jobs back before any new employees would come in as a flight attendant. Now, benefits that you get to keep with the company when furloughed. This is going to vary greatly depending on your airline and your company. And it also usually depends on the years of service with the company. So for my specific company, I have been with them going on for 3 years. So for my company, I am very, very junior, very junior. So if a furlough was to come, I do understand I would be one of the first people on the chopping block to get a furlough. So a lot of the benefits are gonna come by how much years of service you have with that specific company. So whether you're getting a severance pay will depend on how long you've worked with that company and for how long you've worked with that company. Obviously, the longer you've worked with them, the higher that's going to be. Keeping health benefits also depends on years of service for how long you get to keep them afterwards. Flight benefits also are generally kept for a couple years after you've been furloughed. So if you have been furloughed, you yourself can keep your flight benefits and a boarding priority for up to a certain point depending on what your airline's contract tells you. And then everything after that is really gonna be airline specific. So like, I don't wanna go too much into detail on any airline specific contract. I mean, some of them I really have no idea, but that's just like the overall view. Pretty much just understand health benefits, severance pay, flight benefits, anything like that are really just going to depend on an airline's contract. So know your contract, study your contract, know it, okay? If you're ever going to be a flight attendant, you should know your contract. Okay, so now that's kind of the umbrella overview of furloughs. Let's get into me specifically. Do I think I'm going to be furloughed? I have no idea. Truthfully, I have no idea. Do I suspect I will probably be furloughed? Yeah, I kind of suspect it. I don't know, but I'm planning for it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping I do not have to get a furlough, but I'm also planning for the worst. Now, like I told y'all, I'm very, very junior for my company. Now, maybe if I was with a regional airline, 3 years is like, woohoo, seniority. But with my airline, no ma'am. I am so junior, so I do know if furloughs come, yeah, I'm right there. I'm right on that chopping block. So I understand that, which is why, even though I don't know if a furlough is coming, I am preparing now for a potential furlough. Okay, now let's get into the real stuff, the tea, if you will, the juice, you know? How do I feel about furloughs? To start off with, I do not want to be furloughed. Like, let's be clear. I have a dream job, and not only do I have a dream job, I have a dream job with a dream company. Like, I work for the best airline. And if you don't believe me, like, we can have some words. No, I'm just kidding. But I do work for the #1, the best airline out there in my professional, high-valued opinion. So obviously, I don't want to be furloughed. And I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody's sitting there being like, yeah, furlough me. You know what I mean? It's not happening. So do I want to be furloughed? Absolutely not. But like I said, if you take nothing away from this, please understand, I understand. Nobody is plotting against me. Nobody is sitting there being like, how to ruin Kat's life today. Nobody's doing that. So I do understand the company is not happy about furloughing me, and I am not happy about being furloughed. But I feel like I personally have a very unique perspective when it comes to furloughs. I have just experienced this so many times in my life that I am willing to vouch for it. Like, I truly believe this. When you face a hardship or something bad or a challenge, right on the other end of that, literally right on the other end of that is a huge success. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the success that is to come. I firmly believe this. So is a furlough going to be hard and challenging and not fun? Absolutely. But I also know if I'm to be furloughed, something on that other end is gonna come out really, really, really good for me. So I don't want to be furloughed, but I know if I'm gonna be furloughed, things are gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right, and we're gonna get through it together no matter what happens. It's gonna be okay, and I know I'm gonna get something real big on the other side of that, whether it's a job or just a perspective change. I don't know what it's gonna be. I have no idea, and that's part of the fun in life, is sometimes you just let life happen to you, and then you see where you go. But I do firmly, firmly, firmly believe that we're gonna be okay. And like I said, a lot of times you get to keep your flight benefits afterwards. So worst case, we'll go travel the world together. Like, who knows? I have no idea what's to come out of this, but no matter what, we're gonna be all good, okay? And I'm gonna take you through everything step by step. So as far as getting another job, I have no idea. I do have a wonderful college degree from Texas A&M University. Whoop, sorry, I'm not wearing my ring. So I do have that to fall back on. I could go back and get my master's or my PhD. I could apply for a regional or a private airline, or I could do something off the wall, try and get a job in TV. Who knows? I have no idea. I literally have no idea, and like, I feel like the world is my oyster. And thank goodness I have y'all, I have YouTube, so at least to start off with, I'll be able to file for unemployment and keep trying to do this. And yeah, I have no idea. But that's also part of the fun, the spark in it. Now, once again, this is my perspective and my opinions. Some people can be very, very hurt from furloughs. Like, that can really mess with people's lives, their bills, their children. Like, understand, there's some tough stuff that comes with furloughs. It's not all glitz and glam, and I don't want to make it out to y'all to be just like, woohoo, we're getting furloughed. No, I am losing my dream job with my dream company. I have bills to pay too, but I do know those big challenges equal big rewards. So I'm willing to face it, and it's not going to be easy, but I'm also ready for what's to come. I'm gonna take y'all through every step of the way with me. It's going to be okay, and we're gonna come out of this better than ever, and you're gonna be just as equally surprised as I am. So if this video was informative and you do appreciate it or maybe got a new view out of it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.